Hey family, welcome to another episode of Soulful Conversations with Frank
and Sheila Battle.
How y'all doing?
Y'all good, family?
Y'all good? It's good to be back again. We told y'all we'd be back.
Yep. We're gonna
Probably surprised you.
We're gonna do better. We're gonna do better.
We have a topic that we want to jump right into.
Wow.
And as we said in the last video we made, if you want you to check that video out. We're here to help.
Yeah.
So this is about helping.
Yes.
So hear us out. Phone a friend.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get right into it.
Yeah. So the first thing we want to say is our philosophy is eat the meat and throw away the bones. So we're going to pour out content to you all, and what resonates with you, what's helpful, what's most helpful for you. We want you to eat that, take that in, digest that. And if it's not for you in this moment, then we want you to put it in your treasure chest and share the information with someone you love who could use it. Okay?
Yeah, I like that.
All right. So our topic today is 3 ways to restore or regain trust after a betrayal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens, family. It happens.
To the best of us.
So we're going to tackle 3 ways.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said, take it in. Take it in.
Just taking it. So let's get started. Sit with it. That's my thing. Sit with it.
That's why you said
So let's start off with trust. That's the word trust, right? Because a lot of times we talk to couples, we run into situations with folks where people have different definitions. Mm-hmm. They're both saying the same word, but each person thinks it means something different, right? So for the context of this conversation, this soulful conversation, we're going to define trust as surety, as certainty of emotional, psychological, and physical safety. That's trust. That's when you trust somebody. It's the glue that cements relationships together. Typically, if people don't trust each other, they don't love well together, they don't work well together, and they certainly can't form healthy, solid community together.
Yeah. And it also affects people in so many ways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
number
1. I had to take a deep breath. Number 1.
Take a breath, baby.
It's not
okay. So number 1, and this is a theme throughout our podcast, throughout these videos. We want to encourage people to engage in healthy soul care. So what does that mean? Healthy soul care is an invitation for all of you to engage in practices and exercises that renew your mind, right? That restore your vitality and that help you gain clarity about past, present, and maybe even some future experiences, right? So you get to go back, you get to, cows chew cud, right? So they chew and then they bring it back up and they chew again and it goes down and they bring it back up, right? So that's kind of what soul care is about. It's about going inward and it's about excavating the experiences of your life and getting the maximum amount of value out of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Okay. So we know that the trend is self-care.
Yeah.
But we don't teach self-care on this channel. We teach soul care because we're all souls, right? We're made up of our minds, our wills, and our emotions. And this is where we get into conflict with other people.
Yeah.
Right? So number 1 is engage in healthy, progressive, solution-focused soul care.
Yeah. And that will help you in so many ways.
Absolutely.
I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and I'll give credit where credit is. I learned this from my wife. I learned this from the soul care coach. And the individual was talking about some emotions, some feelings that they were having, but they were not assigning them to certain, like their true emotions. And like it was a problem to be mad. It was not okay to be mad. It was not okay to cry. And if you're dealing with a betrayal of any sort, you are going to have a myriad of emotions.
Yes.
And so recognizing that you have those emotions, call them what they are, And this wonderful thing, and I don't know if we're going here or not, the feeling wheel.
Ha! So we are strong, strong advocates for the feeling wheel. And the reason that we use it so heavily is because we often find that people don't have accurate language to wrap around their emotions
Right.
so that they can accurately describe how they're thinking or feeling, right? And so we offer that wheel. We want you to go, look it up, download it, put it on your phone, print one, tape it on the wall in your bathroom. So when you're brushing your teeth in the morning and before you get to work and someone asks, how you doing? How you feeling today?
How you feeling?
You can look on that wheel and the word that most resonates with you,
Right.
you will change your language. You will get out of the habit of just saying, I'm fine, or it's all good, or it is what it is, and all of that. You'll stop all of that. And you'll be able to say, you know what? I'm feeling a little uncertain today. Or I'm actually a little angry today.
Yeah.
Or I just feel out of sorts. Like I just don't feel like myself today. So now, of course, don't say that to any and everybody who asks you. You don't have to give full disclosure, to people who you are casually acquainted with. But when someone asks you, if a loved one, someone who cares deeply for you says, hey, what's going on? How you feeling? You don't want to just throw out blanket surface language. You want to be able to dig a little deeper. You want to be able to wrap that language around it. You want to be able to share, because guess what? If you don't know how to accurately describe how you feel, you can never accurately describe what you need.
Can you say that again?
If you cannot accurately describe how you feel, then you cannot accurately describe what you need. You feeling some type of way?
I am.
You feeling some type of way about me? Hey now. Okay, we're going to get back. So one of the things that we couple with the feeling wheel is this idea of self-compassion, right? And that's big in the meditation space right now. But self-compassion really is a huge part of how you recover, right? And how you can even restore a relationship that has been harmed by betrayal or broken by betrayal, right? So if you can practice the art of grace, because that's our other thing, but if you can practice the art of being kinder and gentler to yourself, if you can practice the art of compassion with yourself, then you have the tools, you have the experience to practice forgiveness, compassion, and grace with someone else.
Which leads us perfectly into number 2.
Number 2 is invest intentionally about who into your community or who your tribe is. Be intentional about who your tribe is. Because here's the thing, family. When you are in a committed relationship and there is a break of trust, there is a betrayal, people pick sides. People just pick sides. Either they're on the person who was betrayed, they're on their side, or they're on the person who did the harm. And they're saying, well, this person does all of these things and this person doesn't meet their needs. And so I understand why he cheated, or I understand why he went outside of the relationship, or I understand why he gambled the money, or whatever the betrayal is, right? And so when you are intentional about curating your community, when you are intentional about identifying your tribe, you tend to pick people who are for the betterment of the relationship. They're on the side of the relationship. They don't pick sides with a person. They pick side. Their thing is what's the best thing for the relationship, right? And of course, the relationship is made up of the two people, but the relationship is usually rooted in some sort of commitment. So whether you are engaged or you are in a committed monogamous relationship, or whether you are married, you want people who are going to say, you know what? Trouble don't last always. And it's not always going to be like this. And yes, I understand that you're hurt. And yes, you have a right to be hurt. You have a right to own those feelings. You have a right to process those feelings so that you don't stay stuck. But there's a brighter day coming. And we were there when you made your commitment to each other, and we believed, and we believed it in your love. We believe in your love. And so you want to curate, you want to intentionally secure a community, a tribe of people who can walk alongside you when it's good, when things are good, and walk alongside you when things are hard.
And then too, about as it relates to betrayal, or you have somebody that just really, breaks you down. When you have that community, it reminds you that everybody's not like that person. I mean, even especially, if it's,
that's good, babe.
If male or female, it just will remind you that Everybody is not like this person.
The person who broke your heart is the
Person
exception, not the
exactly.
rule. Right.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So, do you want to take this one?
Number 3 is journaling your story.
We call it charting your experience, right? You want to chart your experience.
Yeah. And
through journaling.
Journaling is so therapeutic. And you will find that if you have that space where you can just write out how you really feel, just put it out there. You know, we ain't looking at punctuation, run-on sentences. Professor Johnson is not going to come with a red pen, and he's not going to do that. You just write it out. And there's a piece of journaling that's called reflective journaling. And that's when you look back at what you wrote, and you can learn so much from what you wrote. And then, you know, when you talk about if it's a deep wound, and you take that journal to, say, if you're going to a therapist or you know, someone in your community that has that that mentorship or leverage with you, a relationship with you, you can, of course, in trust, share. This is where I am.
Yeah.
And they have kind of, like you mentioned, a chart or a map of what you've been dealing with, whether it be for a month or a couple of weeks. But if you take that time to just write it out, and also it's therapeutic. You know, I was reading once, I journal, and I was reading once where someone said it was like they equated it to like the blood running through their body down to their hands, to the pen, to the paper. Like it just ran through as they were releasing what was so heavy on them. And so that's a suggestion if you are in a situation where, you know, there's been a betrayal or anything of that sort.
And don't stop there, right? Like, so we are strong supporters of journaling throughout your lifetime, right?
Oh yeah.
Because the way, you know, the Bible says that we are living epistles read of men, right? And if you are a person who journals, you can take that literally, right? So you can literally write the epistle of your life over time. We know people who have been journaling, you know, since they were little, like Dear Diary, right? Like they started like that. But even as adults, you know, it gives you that opportunity, like you said, to be reflective, and you can chart your own growth, right? You can narrate your own story. So before you let your thoughts build a memorial to a story, chart it out, write out what actually happened versus how you're responding to it, right? Or the story that you have settled on because that's the story that gets you sympathy, or that's the story that gets you attention, right? So if you make journaling a habit and it's already a part of your life, when the bumps and bruises of life happen, when heartbreak happens, when betrayal happens, you're already in a flow. You already know where to put it. You already know where to go. And it's a part of soul care, right? To be able to tell your own story, own your own story, and not let the narrative be built by the onlookers or the naysayers or even the person who hurt you or betrayed you, right? So you want to be able to tell your own story. The other powerful thing about journaling is it helps you troubleshoot the warning signs you missed before the betrayal happened.
Wow.
Right? So if you're a journaler anyway, and you're really writing out, you know, the things that are happening, how you're feeling, how you're responding to them, you get to go back and say, that was a warning sign. This was a red flag and I missed it, or I did see it and I wrote it down. I said this. You get to be able to say, okay, this is how I want to move differently next time. This is how I want to do things differently the next time. And so, family, we hope with all sincerity that these 3 tips for how to restore or regain trust after a betrayal have been helpful to you. Here's what we really want you to do, though. We want you to go back. This is a short video. It's very quick, right? We want you to go back and we want you to listen to it again. But this time, listen to it without distraction. So a lot of the folks who listen to us, they listen to us on the treadmill, they listen to us in the car, they listen to us while they're doing dishes or they're cooking or whatever. Because this one is a short, we want you to go back, turn the TV off, sit down, get a glass of your favorite beverage. It's fall, y'all. Make some tea, right? Get settled and revisit each of these things again, right? Because all of us have experienced betrayal. All of us have had our hearts broken in some form or another, whether it's through an intimate love relationship or just a family member or a coworker, right? Betrayal has many forms, many faces, right? And so what we want you to do is go back and think about these three things. When I am betrayed, do I take good care of myself?
Yeah.
Or do I get so lost in the pain that I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating, right? Or I'm sleeping too much or I'm eating too much, right? Think about it. What is my soul care like? Well, am I taking good care of myself, right? That number two, do I have solid community around me?
Am I isolating myself?
Am I isolating myself, right? Am I like not answering the phone and not answering any texts and things like that? Or do I have safe community? Do I have a tribe that I can go to and say, hey, my heart is broken. This is what's happening with me. This is what's going on. And be in a place where you can receive their support. And that third thing is chart your own journey, right? When you've been betrayed, when you've had a heartbreak, you be the captain, you be the author of your own story, because you get to memorialize how this thing gets remembered in the future. And if you have it and you have it all written out and you've taken that time to do that, then guess what? The lies and the deception of the enemy can't get in it. When you tell your own story, when you write your own narrative, the enemy can't get in it, family. So these three things are just three. There are many more. We could have did a whole 30 minutes on this, but
I do. I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off. I do have to say this.
Okay.
Men, brothers, it is okay to journal. I know you just heard the Dear Diary statement. This is not what it is.
No, it's not.
Write it out.
Write it out.
It will help you. And there's a video on this channel called Journaling for Men.
Journaling for Men. Go check it out.
Check that out as well. So journaling is for men as well.
Of every age.
Every age.
Of every age. And we want to add to that, audio journaling counts, right? So there is a fluidity that happens, mind, body, and spirit, when you are writing, especially if you are writing from a place of pain. But it is also a very powerful exercise to take whatever your electronic device is of preference, hit that audio recorder and get it out. Get it out. Get it out of your body. Because let me tell you, family, pain, when it is in your body, it goes somewhere and it does something.
Yeah.
When you store pain and trauma and all of that in your body, it goes somewhere and it does something. And sometimes it turns into sickness, ailments, pain, joint pain, lumps, bumps, things that go thump in the night, all of that, right? If you can get it out, whether it be through the fluid motion of a pen or whether it be on a voice recorder, whether it be you type it, get it out of your body, right? Get that pain out of your body, share it in safe community, and take good care of yourself. Those are the three.
So that's it, family.
Okay.
We thank you. First, we want to thank you for sharing your time with us, taking time to watch this. And so I'm Frank.
And I'm Sheila.
And we thank you for watching Soulful Conversation or listening to Social Conversation. Did I say?
Soulful Conversations.
Soulful Conversations with Frank and Sheila. Try them out, y'all. We love y'all.
Yes, take care, family, and be well.
Be well. Peace.
Bye-bye.